And yeah, dude, so. I mean, I'm so happy that New York's happening because without New York, I would just be like a miserable fucking mess right now. Just because I walked by, so I told Marcus and the group earlier before we started streaming. I went for a walk with my dog, like about half an hour before stream, and I walked by a house with two champagne bottles on the front porch. It was this so in San Diego, this house would be probably $1 million if it were to be sold, right? So they live in like $1 million home. Granted, it's like a three-bedroom, two-bathroom house. Uh, there's like four middle-aged white people sitting on the porch with two bottles of champagne, celebrating with their fucking Biden sign. And I looked at them. I was on the phone with my boss, so I couldn't say anything because I just want to be like, nothing's gonna change. Like, I don't know why you're celebrating. I was so mad. I couldn't say anything, which probably made me even worse because I hate regretting not saying anything or saying the wrong thing. I don't know about y'all, but I'll like think about it later. I'm like, fuck, I should have said something, right? I can't. I always regret words I never said. And like, I it was so annoying. And those are the people on Twitter. Like when we talk about Twitter not being real life, those people still fucking exist around us. Where they're going back to fucking brunch. Like everything's better in their fucking yeah, it's South Park. This is actually more Golden Hill than South Park too. And it's like in Golden Hill, which is 60% Latino neighborhood, um, it's it's like the five white people are just like celebrating over some champagne on a Tuesday night, getting trash on their porch, yelling and saying woohoo to everyone who walks by. And yeah, that put me in a really bad mood because they reminded me of the same fuckers on Twitter who were like, "Oh, you hear that? That's a bunch of wet vaginas after being dry for 4 years." Like that's,
Oh, yeah.
those kind of like that's this is the problem. These people exist and it's fucking trash because their lives didn't change the last 4 years at all. They don't give a shit about what's happening fucking 20 miles down south on the border right now. They don't give a shit. They're fucking just sitting there having their champagne. They're just gonna go right back to sleep the next day. Fuck them, man. And they have a Black Lives Matter thing in their window. I bet that makes them feel real goddamn good. Fucking piece of shit. So yeah, that's my anger.
Well, you do live in California, so
It's neoliberal goddamn hellscape, and I'm sick of it. Ugh. Yeah, libs are awful. Libs are way hornier than the left. You all right? Sorry, I went on a rant.
yeah. While you were going on that rant, I was looking into the public dunking by Lee Carter on
Oh shit.
another Virginia senator. So yeah, let's check that out.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like people in my neighborhood have BLM next to Biden signs, and they're never out. They're never fighting for anything. Um, they just put the sign out to feel good, and it's really gross. It's really gross. Like I'd rather go to the guy with the fucking thin blue line, knowing that I could probably get him to sign on to some shit when they would look at me like, "Oh, you're fighting for the poors." Like that's how I feel about them, honestly.
Yeah, but well, there
Anyway,
was
sorry.
one of these fucking I don't know pieces of shit conservatives in Virginia. This is in the Virginia State House, um, and people were calling her for her to be censored because she called the rioters, the insurrectionists, looters, right?
Mhm.
And then she's like, "Well, I never called I never called people who stormed the Capitol, you know, patriots." And then good old fucking Lee Carter hit it with a, "This you?" And this is what's fucking insane. And I just want to make this fucking clear real quick. Say her name, say their name, say his name. That is a recognition of a of a person that was fucking murdered, okay, by the state, okay? When you utilize those terms, right? You're invoking a saying that is people who were murdered by the fucking state, okay? Not people who were breaking in the Capitol, who were literally feet away from fucking our elected officials. And like that's the thing is like I'm not one like I don't I'm not one advocating for her actually getting fucking murdered. But what I am fucking saying is that if the police in every fucking situation give the leeway that they had given in for the Capitol, you wouldn't have a fucking Black Lives Matter movement. Like there wouldn't be enough public anger in order to do it. So the fact that you're trying to do this, right? There's so many black people get shot in the fucking back, who get shot or they get fucking killed, and they don't have fucking they don't even have clothes on, or they're a fucking child. And the reason why I want to stick on this fucking point is that because I mean, who was it? Molly Jong Fast about the girl that read the poem, and she
Oh
says,
yeah.
"Say her name." No, 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 no. Like if you, it's important, right? You know, to say who this person is, but you don't just. Oh, well, this is something that has to deal with black people. So say their name. Like it fucking makes me fucking sick, and
It's disgusting.
it pisses me the fuck off when I see it. So if you see people fucking doing that, if you people doing the say their name, and they're not talking about black people getting murdered by fucking police, you need to lock them the fuck up. All right, sorry.
Yeah,
Now
so
I had to go
yeah,
on my rant, but
no, no, that was good. I think we both shared our anger for today. Fuck yes. Um
but but yeah. So this is going back into what this is, right? So basically, Lee got her with this you because she says a veteran was brutally murdered when like you know, I'm not gonna talk about the video, but you know, if every cop shooting looked like this, there wouldn't be a Black Lives Matter movement. So the woman fatally shot inside the Capitol Wednesday has been identified. Blah blah blah. 14-year-old servant. Blah, blah blah. Whatever the fuck. These patriots who love their country and do not want to see our great republic turn into a socialist country. I was there with the people I know. So not only did this person call them patriots, but admitted to being there as well. She should probably just kicked out. She just get kicked out of the fucking the damn Virginia state government.
should a lot of these motherfuckers should be kicked out. Anyone who called these motherfuckers a patriot, uh every single one of them should be kicked out. And that goes from very top to down to state level governments. Will they? No. Will they exit? No. Um, and I wish they fucking would. But it's just that kind of like, and then seeing these brunch liberals, it's like they're not gonna fight after today. It's just we have a lot of work to do, and that's what makes me thankful about the New York shit because like we're gonna be doing work. Join local organizations. I'm a member of Socialist Alternative. I strongly support their efforts. I really like them. I've worked with PSL locally. They've done great work. DSA, as I said earlier in the stream, they're expanding like hell. Like seriously expanding. If you want to look at a good DSA chapter, look at Vegas. Vegas has one of the top in the nation. They have like a blueprint for electoral work right now. And it's amazing. And they're doing mutual aid. Like they're doing all of it. SRA chapters are doing mad mutual aid right now. So I think we're taking care of ourselves for sure, but I think we have a lot of work to do. This anger, I don't know. Marcus and I have known each other for a while. Every time some shit like this happens, we are on. Before we started streaming, we were in a Signal chat together, and like we would be up until like the wee hours in the morning organizing when shit like this would happen. It'd be like, what are we gonna do? What can we push? fucking yeah, these kind of things. It's like you channel that anger into new ventures, like new organizing skills. It's my little thing. Like, if you remember 2018,
Yeah.
like after the House wins, like all these people celebrating, we were like already organizing the next day, like ready to roll. It just doesn't. It doesn't end.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
Got to get that champagne socialism.
Yeah.
We need more boozy nights with our friends, and that is my end goal always and forever. Because I don't like having boozy nights by myself under capitalism. It's bullshit.
It is bullshit. Absolutely. And you know, like, I don't know. I'm sure you do. But if you buy beer or any type of alcohol from you know, distilleries and breweries that actually, you know, give their workers rights, and actually, you know, like breweries that are co-ops and stuff like that, the beer tastes better. It's scientifically proven. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
If you drink alcohol that is made by people who are actually rewarded by their labor in an equitable way, it tastes better.
Yeah, and if you have not drank
Food,
Modern Times beer from San Diego, you definitely should. Modern Times is an employee-owned brewery, and they pay fucking well. If you're watching from Modern Times, I'm looking for a job. I have a degree in public administration. I have HR experience. Yeah, what's up?
Are there co-op restaurants? I believe so. Well, I've seen co-op more like, not like restaurants, but like food trucks and smaller stuff like that. But that's the thing that sucks, right? Is you get into, you know, certain co-ops and everything like that, and like people get hung up on the hierarchy of work. People look at manager and see it as higher than server. You know what I'm saying? Um, which, you know, I would say the anarchist would obviously disagree and say that no, those are just two jobs, right, in the same realm, and they both are required in order to get the job, you know, the whole
I am a
thing
phoenix
done.
rising from the ashes.
So no, you know, and like that's the thing is like I've been both as far as like managing, and serving, and like is one harder or less hard? You know, like no. There's one that gets paid more and then maybe has to work more hours, but that, you know, like all this fucking bullshit. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's we can figure it out. Co-op restaurants.
Someone was asking. They were like, "Oh, wait. Where was it? Someone was talking about more YDSA chapters. I agree. There should be more YDSA chapters, but I don't know how to get involved as a student. Student organizations are they're out there.
Phoenix rising from the ashes.
Definitely don't join college Democrats, but definitely like, you know, young DSA, or if you're just joining the DSA, you don't have to be. There's no like age barrier for joining DSA. There are a lot of young people in DSA, and if there aren't people around your age, you will definitely make friends who will put you in contact with people who are more around your age if that's what makes you feel comfortable. But like also, you know, I remember taking on some of the younger college people when I was running some campaigns in 2018 and the DSA, and like working with, you know, help develop the YDSA chapters. I was like, I'm not going to be part of YDSA, but I will help you develop this connection between this university and this university. Start one at your school if you can. I know it's, you know, with virtual learning, it's a lot different than like being on campus and talking to people. But, you know, there are people out there to organize. Always be organizing. Always. Every pillar of the establishment must be challenged. That includes college. That includes your work.
Yeah. Everywhere. Organizing within your fucking apartment complexes, neighborhoods, all this shit.
Yeah, DSA's sick. I mean, the DSA still support people who don't run as Democrat too, but they also support people on the left who run as Democrat. Like that's where we got to be at some point. You know, canceling Nina Turner because she's running as a Democrat is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry if you're on the stream and you don't like Nina because she's running as a Democrat. I don't care.
It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Like, if you want Nina Turner to be a member of Congress, like that, like if you say yes, this is the way it's done. If you say no, then she could run on some of it as a Democrat, you know. And that's where I think too. It's like, and this is something that me and Mac talked about. We were like, it was like, oh, I wish like there's less people who are Democrats. Like I think like it's getting there, but two things need to happen. There needs to be a few more, and like I'm not getting into this whole, oh, you're just gonna keep saying more and more and more progressives need to be, or more and more leftists need to be in Congress, right? No more, the squad needs to keep growing. You're just gonna keep saying that. No, I'm not going to keep saying it. It's math, right? It's a numbers game. As long as there are 435 members of the House, I can give you an estimate about how many members that you might need, depending on the difference between Republicans and Democrats also. So this is a math game.
Yes, and this is where the local elections that I preach about all the fucking time. You know what? Give me a good independent candidate and I will put my backing behind them. I will get PSL. I will get Socialist Alternative behind them. But if they're motherfucking like Howie Hawkins and they try to run for local office, I'm sorry. You aren't it. Get a better candidate. Or, I thought about running myself. It's like, I know I'd be good at running for office. I just know I wouldn't be able to afford it, right? Like I wouldn't be able to afford rent. I wouldn't be able to afford shit. Like you need local office to build that electorate. And you cannot yell about a national race if your independent progressive gets destroyed. You can't, because guess what? They build the community organizing? Did they build the local electorate? Did they get into city council and push major initiatives that gave them a background of legislation to push forward? It's not.
Yeah.
It is a total war strategy. This is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 100%. It's something that's like we talked about with like